In today's video, we are in the high peak of Derbyshire and we are visiting a very famous spa town.
Oh. Scar. Oh, Scar. Yeah. It's like a bunch of crows. Scar!
No, not Scar, Spa.
Well, I said, why go any further when you can pop round the corner to the local spa and spa bacon at just 59p? Prices like these, you can really go to town without going to town.
Have you heard the local lowdown?
Not that kind of spa. Although I'll be honest with you, 59 pence for a packet of bacon. We're actually talking about a spa, as in water. Let's discuss it. On the trucker's eye. In the county of Derbyshire lies Buxton, a market town which is the highest market town in England. It sits at some 1,000 feet above sea level. According to Wikipedia, in 1974, the municipal borough merged with other nearby boroughs, which included Glossop, and this formed the local government district and borough of High Peak. Just as a side story about Glossop, many years ago, at the ripe old age of 21, I began driving HGVs. And in my first week out on the road all by myself, I was given a collection to do in a place called Glossop. And this was in the days before sat-navs and mobile phones. Having read the address and seen it was in Derbyshire, I headed towards Derby, a place which I knew. And then I thought I would ask for directions. Finding out that Glossop was nearer to Manchester was quite the eye-opener for me. Back in those days, if you wanted to call your office, you had to find a telephone box. Upon finding a telephone box, I called the office just to tell them of my little mistake. The guy on the other end of the phone couldn't talk for laughing. He said, "You probably won't make that mistake ever again," and I don't think I ever have. The moral of the anecdote is to always own up to your mistakes. That goes for whether you're a new driver or an experienced driver like I am these days myself. People are far more inclined to see the funny side of things if you don't pull the wool over their eyes. Anyway, back to Buxton. And here you can see we are travelling under one of the many impressive railway bridges that exist around Buxton. And then in the distance you'll see another roundabout, which we will take a left-hand turn onto Fairfield Road, heading towards our destination, which is on the outskirts of Buxton. And as you'll see, another railway bridge comes into view. From what I can gather, these two railway bridges carry two separate railway lines which merge not too far away. Here in 2025, this is what Fairfield Road Railway Bridge looks like today. However, in 1962, it looked a little bit different. It doesn't look like we'll need any kind of guesswork to wonder why it needed replacing. After all, this is a main trunk road which takes you to Stockport and Manchester and beyond. One of the things I enjoy about the research for these videos is some of the things you come up with on Google Maps. For instance, here's the image of that bridge from the year 2008. As we can see, somebody had hung a banner from the bridge. Apparently, back in 2008, Prouty was happy. So as we continue our climb out of Buxton town centre and towards our destination, we find ourselves crossing another roundabout. This is another one of those roundabouts where money has been spent on installing the roundabout for future projects, but as you can see, none have materialised either to the west or to the east of this roundabout. If you look to the west, which is the point that we're looking at now, Barratt Homes are looking at building 160 homes there.
Barratt, Britain's major private house builder, offers the largest choice of top value houses, from £8,000 right up to £50,000. And that's a breakthrough. A breakthrough because you can choose a house for as little as £14 a week.
14 quid?
And Barratt have over 280 developments throughout Britain. Over 300 show houses are open 7 days a week.
Let's just hope that the Barratt houses have double glazing, especially with a lunatic in a helicopter flying over the estate all of the time. The plans for building the houses do seem to have hit a brick wall, pardon the pun. As you can see, the Friends of Hogshaw Group are opposing the building of these houses. Hogshaw apparently is the name of the land where the houses will be built. For more information on that, simply go to hogshaw.org. To the east or the right as we look at the roundabout, you'll find the proposal for a relief road. The plans for this are also coming up against some stiff opposition. But just past the roundabout we have a very interesting crossing. It's not just a pedestrian crossing, but this is a Pegasus crossing. I wonder just how many of you know what a Pegasus crossing is. If you don't, I'll tell you. It's a crossing for horses and can be doubled up as a crossing for cyclists. Horses will use Pegasus crossings as they aren't allowed to drive. Well, unless you're Mr. Ed.
Hey, watch where you're going. Look out there!
So here we are, nearing our destination. And of course, being in Buxton, many of you might have guessed we're picking up some water. And just along this lane, a short distance away, is the Nestle Waters bottling plant. It's at this plant where many of your famous brands of water come from, including, of course, Buxton water.
I think it's a miracle.
Yeah.
All right then. What about the claim on the label then? From an ancient and natural source?
Yeah, the Thames. Can't be more ancient and natural than that, can it, eh? Anyway, we got a certificate from the Swans Committee saying this is some of the finest water they've ever analysed.
Yeah. Because what they analysed weren't this. It was Malvern or Buxton water.
The plant was built in 2013 and then further extended just a couple of years ago at a cost of £31 million. Something else that Buxton is famous for is its fantastic opera house. Aside from its world-renowned water and opera house, Buxton is also famous for its weather. Being situated at 1,000 feet above sea level means that if it's going to snow anywhere, it will snow in Buxton. This video was filmed on Saturday the 4th of January 2025. An amber weather warning was due to come into effect shortly after I arrived at the bottling plant, so I was keen to get loaded and get the hell out of there. And as you can clearly see from the drone footage, the clouds were closing in. Buxton was about to get a lot of snow. Obviously not that snow, but the white stuff. And this is footage you can find on YouTube. This is the A537 Cat and Fiddle Road. And this is the road that we saw in the beginning of the video as we headed into Buxton. This is also the road that I'll be taking to get out of Buxton too. So as you can see, I was keen to get on my way. As you'll see on the right hand side, we pass the Cat and Fiddle pub and we get out in the nick of time. And that's because shortly after this, Buxton is almost closed off to the outside world once again. Once again, I'd like to thank you for watching the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it. If you have subscribed to the channel, much appreciated, and if you haven't done so already, please consider doing so. But just before we go, I'm going to leave you with some footage of a car that I was following on the A537 as I headed into Buxton. Let me know what you think of this guy's driving. He's driving at the speed of Miss Daisy, but he takes the racing line of a Nigel Mansell. I'll see you all next time. One trucker's eye!